let's see. Well, we got 3 on here.
What?
Andrew's coming in with some coffee.
Oh, what's up with the picture?
Hmm?
Oh, there we go.
I'm trying to get the... It has been one busy afternoon. Are y'all hearing me and seeing me fine? Still trying to learn the live.
It's very delayed.
That's delayed. Watch out window. We hear you. Good deal. Want this full screen here?
I don't care.
All right. How many of y'all got your seeds? Which one do you want to see?
I don't know.
That
Both?
one.
Maybe both.
We've been used to running this with 2 laptops, but Lane took his tonight, so we're running with a single.
Yeah. Let us know if you did not get your seeds. I had just a couple people that didn't, and I want to figure out why and make that right. So we do have the labels saved, so we can kind of check and send you your address and say, this is what you sent us. Is this correct? And so far we've pretty much found everybody. So okay, I want to just start off and make a public apology to Mama Bear at Don't Poke the Bear, because I really made a boo-boo on my, when it was windy a couple days ago, and I did the mail call video. She was so sweet, and she's one of the first people that actually sent us a gift, and it was a book. I showed it to y'all. It's called Courageous Faith, and I gave credit to the wrong person. I said Mama Bear on the video, which is what she signs everything. That is her name, but that's not her channel name. And then Lane was linking it at like 9:30 at night, and Ben's asleep, and I'm tired, and he's like, is this it? And I said, I think so, and it was not. So the channel I did link, I hope that they got some traffic, and I'm so sorry, Mama Bear. So there's going to be a new link.
You're not supposed to poke the bear.
Yeah, I know it. But it's Don't Poke the Bear is their channel.
Oh.
And I feel really terrible about it. I said in the vlog today that is going up tonight, it'll be up in the morning, that I'm not techie. And I actually said this in the vlog. Some people say, I'm not techie. And they really are. They're just trying to be humble. I'm really not techie.
She can barely figure out how to run an iPhone.
Like, I had an iPhone, was it a 4?
Mm-hmm.
Until like last month. And I was perfectly fine with it because I knew how to do everything on it. And Ben made me change. I've had some troubles.
I haven't seen anybody on here that said they did not receive their seeds.
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
That is good.
Is there anybody on here that wasn't on that live stream that is going to be wanting seeds?
The Grateful Sonite said, I'm not techie, but my husband is, thankfully. And thankfully Ben is too, and Lane really is. Ben's always been our techie guy, and now Lane is like, he puts time and effort into figuring out the YouTube stuff. We're fortunate there. Because there's so much to learn. I know y'all know that.
And Natalie's good at, puts out some good information.
Yeah.
We've learned several, the comments.
Yeah, I actually said that on the blog today too, that I was going through every video, like
trying to find
trying to find new comments, and she showed me on some of her videos how to go to Creator Studio, and there they all were. That was life-changing.
All right, what we're trying to figure out, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. Last time we done the seed giveaway, I think I overdid myself. It was overwhelming sitting in front of the computer for 5 or 6 hours trying to copy everybody's address off their email and put it on these labels for the label maker or the printer to print off. I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to do some research and try to figure out how to do the, what's that? Click and
ship. That's what the post office told us. So if y'all know about that, clue us in. They kind of told it to us like it would be somewhere y'all could go, put your own address in, because you know your address better than us, and we don't want to make a mistake in the exchange. You could put it in, and then we just click on it and print it and slap it on.
That's the way I understood it. It'd make it a lot easier on us.
Life with Linda said, I love click and ship. Is that how it works, Linda? Could y'all go there and put your addresses in and then us be able to access them and print them? David Monroe said, when does the dance-off begin? I cannot believe we put that video up, to be honest.
There's only one reason that video went up.
Yeah, because we love Amber at Haskins Family Vlog is the only reason we did that tag. We really talked about how can we get out of this. But actually, Ben really can dance. And Emily can dance a little too good for her own good.
Yeah. Oh, man. That video made my morning. It kind of gave us nightmares, didn't it?
Yeah.
Got the seeds.
Yay. I'm glad y'all got your seeds. I'm ready to plant seeds. There's two family.
Yeah, we have gotten a lot of thank yous for the seeds. I'm trying to figure out what way would be best, but I would really like it if y'all would go over to Baker Creek somehow and tell them thank you.
Yeah, say thank you, VWFF sent us or whatever, so they know that was successful. Because actually we're going to Baker Creek March 1st through 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And we're hoping to score some more stuff for y'all. I actually think we will because they want to give it to y'all. It's really not about us. It's about them finding avenues to get seeds in people's hands. They want to get seeds to everyone they can. And I think that's evidenced by their free shipping on all orders. That's just them trying to get seeds out. They really are really cool people.
Yeah, Baker Creek is awesome.
Not just the owners, although they're awesome, but we've met some really cool people the times we've been up there that are employees. They really employ cool people.
Hey, we hit it big last night. We got on two families. We got our shout out.
We were chosen
on the wheel. It was like we hit the lottery. We was all hooping and hollering.
I was actually fixing to get in the bathtub, and I heard Ben start hollering, and I knew exactly what had happened. I was like, "We're on the wheel."
If y'all had never done it, y'all need to go over and look at the Thursday night shout outs, or I guess how many hours do y'all do that?
I think it's 4 hours. The last couple I've seen, they start at like 4 o'clock Central Time's what I've observed. Correct me too, family, if that's wrong. And you can it's for small channels, well, big ones too, I guess, but it seems like it's a lot of like small to medium channels that show up over there. It's great fun chatting with people. Yeah. And Boldly Gross that I got on there my first try, wow.
Oh, wow.
We have been trying for a while because there's a lot, it's popular. But Two Family does stuff, it's on Thursday evenings, and it's been being like 4 hours. They do stuff several nights a week just simply to help out other channels. If y'all don't follow Two Family, you're missing out because they're awesome.
Yeah, they're a lot more experienced at the helping small channel or helping all channels.
They're really good at the techie stuff.
Yes.
Our first live when we were introducing our moderators, we introduced them all, and then Ben said, Two Family is just the best. And we went back and watched it, and he was like, that sounds like I'm saying Two Family is the best of all our moderators. He didn't mean it that way. He was like, Two Family is just like literally awesome. And they really are.
As in, we would say they're the bomb.com.
Yeah. But all our moderators are awesome. We've got That Everyday Kira. We've got Natalie over at Hey, It's a Good Life. Y'all need to check all these people out. And please go check out Don't Poke the Bear. Please, for me, go check out Don't Poke the Bear.
There's Don't Poke the
Yes.
Bear. Is that Mama Bear?
And we got two family, of course, on here tonight. Sometimes we have others pop in, and so we'll see who shows up.
Oh, it has been one busy day. As soon as I got home from work, Andrew was like, let's work cows. So we have worked cows from, 4 o'clock?
Every spring, we like to worm our cows. And we do minimal vaccinating, but for like our beef cows that I just jerked the cord, that we're not eating, we give them some vaccinations because there's some cattle diseases that can get in your soil and honestly be there for years, like blackleg and some of those things. And we've had some blackleg around here that neighbors have had. It's nasty, nasty stuff. So we have to do some. I try not to do a whole lot to animals we're eating or milking or things like that, but we do that to the milk or the beef cows. So we did that today.
Yeah.
We worked.
Just still, I mean, it was dark when we finished up. Had to put out hay this afternoon, so it's been crazy.
Someone asked how the weather is. It was awesome until today. Now it's freezing cold again.
A little drizzly rain made it a little colder.
But that's okay because really, when it gets really nice outside, I start feeling like guilty for sitting inside. So when it's cold, I don't feel as bad. Of course, we still got out work today, but
yeah,
I wouldn't mind a tad more winter before it's in the full force of work.
How many people out there has already started seeds? I know I have.
Yeah.
I was asking Andrea, what, Monday? If we can, I've got lettuce up about that tall, bok choy up that tall. Got a bunch of the, what was that herb?
Cilantro.
Cilantro.
I love cilantro. He hates it.
I don't know, they're 6 inches tall. I got a little ahead of myself like always. Starting seeds this weekend. I try to be patient. I hadn't started my tomatoes yet because I don't want to get them root bound in their pots. But I can always start over with some lettuce and things like that, or I can always just wash the roots off and put it in the aquaponics.
JEC and me, are you the one that left a comment that said y'all are looking for a place in Arkansas? I think that was you. I might be wrong.
I think so.
I think so too. Come on down. Okay, so I'm curious. How many of y'all do back to Eden style or raised beds, or do you do like the conventional in the ground where you use a tiller? I'm just curious about that. What style are you doing?
We're going to be a little behind, so it's going to be a little laggy here.
I have fungus gnats in my potting soil. How do I get rid of them? Okay. I have heard, it might have been just this week, and I've heard others say to use really hot water. Because like your seed starting mix is going to be really dry, so you have to add water anyway. So to use really hot water, it'll kill them. But I'm not sure if you're saying you have plants in it. It said after my first transplant, so you may have plants in it, and I wouldn't suggest boiling water if you have plants in there.
So JEC said yes.
Yeah, I thought that was them.
Raised beds, man. Raised beds is getting really popular.
I think it's because people can do it anywhere. I mean, people are doing raised beds on apartment balconies. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, Sweet Pea Farm's doing both, and you've got a couple of raised beds.
Yeah, I'm doing both. My raised beds have been awesome, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I wasn't a believer until I had one, and then it was just so much easier.
So much easier on the back.
On the back and on, like, the weeds just plucked out. Okay, Kitty Pleasure Garden said, all no-till. Sold my tiller years ago. I'm so curious about that because we do huge gardening, like rows and rows and rows of stuff, like massive scale.
Like I said,
how do you control the weeds? I'm curious about what you do.
I measured it off, and there's somebody else that's doing back to Eden. I measured it off here not too long ago, and it's 21,000 square feet of garden is what we do.
So if you don't till, how do you control weeds? Garden cloth, someone said. We're trying some this year.
We're going to try the billboards.
Right.
Going the cheap route.
Several people have said Ruth Stout. I actually do not know who that is, so I'm going to have to check that out. Combo of raised beds and back to Eden. We're playing with the back to Eden, like especially the amendments. I use layers of old hay for weeds.
We've got plenty of old hay.
Mm-hmm. M.I. Gardner said that no-till back to Eden doesn't work for huge gardens. That's what I'm worried about. Like on my raised beds, they're definitely back to Eden.
Mm-hmm.
We've just added and fed, and it's beautiful. Like there's like hardly any weeds, or you can just pluck them up in 2 minutes if there is. But but we haven't figured out how to do that in the ground on a huge scale. We're actually surrounded by a lot of old-time farmers. And by that, I mean,
Setting their ways.
Like, they grew up. I'm talking like, let's see, how old are like most of our neighbors?
Isn't that why you have children to do all the weeding?
Yeah. I mean, really, let's just be honest. By old-time farmers, I mean like 70-year-olds. And that's how old my parents are too. So, it's like gardening kind of evolved over time to the tilling all the time method. And that's what became everyone was doing. So all these new methods, like to implement those right around here, is kind of weird and unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, I have seen how Living Traditions does it, and I want to do that. But to do the amount of garden that we have to do, that's going to be, I figured it up here a while back. It was over $1,000 for ground covering. I'm thinking
that was for one spot, I think. I don't think that was for all the spots.
That was for this one back here, because we're not going to do all of them with.
Are you petting yourself?
Yeah, I'm petting my beard. We're not going to do all of our gardens in fabric, because planting rows of beans or rows of corn or potatoes, onions, things like that. I don't know if y'all seen my video, but I'm fixing to come out with another one, how to build the tiller hiller.
Wow.
And that thing, it'll raise your beds up off of, I mean, they're still in the garden soil, but they're raised hills so they don't flood out. Yeah, we've done the sacks, feed sacks for weed control.
Yeah. Boldly Grow said, I don't like the plastic cover. I hate plastic myself.
I've got some because I like it for...
I don't like it at all.
No, she don't.
At all.
It helps on the weeds. But we use it on the sweet potatoes.
I agree. I don't like the plastic.
She said it ain't going down this year.
Well, that billboard is plastic too.
Is it?
That's why I don't really want it in all my gardens.
It's a huge investment, but the fabric, yeah. It will last, especially if you pick it out.
The cheap junk we've used on the plastic is not good. It was not the quality that Living Traditions had.
Oh, no, theirs is fabric. Theirs is the woven fabric. What I got was, I don't remember how many mils, but it was a real thin black plastic that was actually plastic that when you got done with it, you pulled it up and threw it away.
Yeah. I like cardboard. I've actually laid tons and tons of brown paper feed sacks before. I think it was me and my dad laid them and planted in those. It worked okay, but I mean, we get a lot of rain here in the spring, and they just kind of they just kind of quickly broke down and we still had weeds.
And what they're using, the woven fabric, it's the same thing. You can buy it in 3-foot rolls. You can buy it in 4-foot rolls. You can buy it in, I think we got some at work that was like 12 or 14 foot wide, and they're like 300 foot long. You can buy that fabric in that, but that's when it starts getting really expensive. Like one solid cover of it, and that's the way I wanted to go, is one wide roll of it, and then it'd only be just about 4 strips. So with that, like I said, it's going to be pricey.
Yeah, we're still transitioning on a lot of this gardening stuff. We've gardened for like 20 years.
I always use the tiller.
We just always tilled. And then we've taken some classes actually on feeding your soil, not necessarily for a garden, but for on rotationally grazing cattle. And even on that, they say don't even till your pastures for like planting seeds in your pastures.
Mm-hmm.
You're stripping it, you're drying it out, all those things. So we took a lot of that and we're trying to apply it to the garden, but it's hard because I'm going to admit it. I'm OCD and I like a beautiful weed-free garden. Like that's my pride and joy. Mm-hmm. People drive by and stop and say, man, I love your garden. And I'm just like, thank you so much. So to do something that I'm going to encourage more weeds is hard.
Hey, the city stead's here. How's the weather up there?
Do you trap anything besides beaver? He traps a lot of stuff.
I have.
Not this year, but him and the kids have trapped a lot of stuff over time.
Hello, Heaven's Gates Cherry Farm.
Like, we have a pretty bad cow problem here. Things like that. Just things for population control.
Yep. Raccoons and things start trying to get into the chicken coops or whatever. Put some traps out for them. I know how to trap all kinds of animals, and that's something I've tried to pass down to Lane and Emily. Emily likes to go too, but Lane really likes it. I trap mice. I had it.
We've trapped
my
those.
chair. There we go.
Buffering a lot. Ugh.
Let me see if I can move that.
And actually, one of our best friends just transitioned to Back to Eden last year. So we're spying on his garden throughout the time to kind of see. Someone up there, I can't remember who it was, you'll know if it was you, said that you have a 20,000 square foot garden and you did, I thought you said 4 inches of mulch over the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
I'd love to know how that goes.
I'm too girly to hurt animals.
I don't normally go do a lot of the trapping either. I've went hunting many times, but the trapping, him and the kids kind of do it. Oh, you might have been visited by a black bear last night.
Did you hear about that guy from Arkansas that strangled that mountain lion?
I did. He was actually trail running in Colorado and killed a mountain lion.
Yep.
With his bare hands.
A mountain lion attacked him.
Back to Eden encourages voles. Eee.
Hey, one more question I got for everybody that is signed up for the Shindig. The Haskins family vlog come over the other day, and they was using their iPhone with the Shindig ticket on it, and the address on that ticket is not the correct address. If you'll read down on the bottom or additional information, the correct address is hidden down there, because when we put it out there, if it's posted where the hidden street address is, that is, what do you call it? That's just wide open for anybody to see. You don't have to register to see that address. So what me and Ethan talked about, Ethan from 180 Degrees helped me out on this, is put it down in the additional comments. And then also on top of that, I sent out email the other day to test it. And I know Amber from the Haskins Family Vlog said that they got it. But we will also send out another email, I know 2 days prior to the event. So make sure you pay attention to anything you get from Eventbrite or the Shindig or the Roots and Refuge VWFF meetup.
Okay, Jay and Long One, are you the one that said you did the 20,000 square foot garden? And I wanted to say feet, but I thought, no, that's ridiculous. Surely they said inches. You put 4 feet of mulch? That's so much mulch. That's awesome. That had to be so much work, though.
Yeah. Who in the world did you get to haul that much?
They said it was locked on his right wrist and wouldn't let go. The mountain lion.
I hadn't heard all the details. I just heard it on the radio. Somebody was saying that.
80 tons delivered.
Wow.
You're set. That's awesome.
We got the email. So there were several on there.
So if they got the email, they got the correct address?
Yes. Yes. It should be on the very bottom on additional comments. Now, like I said, when it prints or gives you a ticket on your iPhone or whatever you're using, if it says Hidden Street, it's not Hidden Street. But where it took them was about, what,
5 miles away.
5 miles away. So,
and we're going to also put out signs and all kinds of stuff. So I don't think it'll be hard to find, but.
Right. I was just a little leery.
Just don't go to Hidden Street.
No. I was just a little leery of putting our address out there for the whole world to see. No.
I am too. I'm leery of it too. Someone asked what breed of chickens we have. I think it was the Grateful Sunnites, but I'm not sure. I have Buff Orpingtons, and I have 4 Barred Rocks and a red straggler. I don't know what it is.
That was one Ruth Ellen gave us.
It's red.
Rhode Island red, probably.
And then the kids do 4-H, so they get free chicks every year. We're about to get a whole new batch. They'll usually get about 40. And they have been being the Bovin brown.
Sex links.
Yeah. Just really good egg layers. So
how many dozen eggs did they sell today?
We have a really, really cool family that has a lot of kids that buys eggs from them every week or two. And we just hauled 40 dozen to them today.
40 dozen.
40 dozen.
And they'll want that many again
in a week or two.
Yeah.
They eat a lot of eggs. They eat mostly like, I don't know what you call it. A
clean diet.
Very clean. They're very, very healthy people. They eat like meat and eggs and vegetables and fruits and healthy fats, and I think that's about it.
They're one of our.
They are pretty much our best customer.
What do you do with 40 dozen?
They have a lot of children, like 9 kids, I think, maybe 10. I think 9. But they are the healthiest family, and I talk about them all the time to my kids about how we need to do this because they're doing it. And till one day the kids were like, "You just want us to be them," and I was like, "Well,
they're healthy.
They are healthy." I think it's sort of paleo, but they're just really strict with what they eat, and they just eat at home and do a lot of cooking. And the kids do the cooking. They're just really cool family. 2 families said they'll buy some eggs. We will have some.
I guarantee you. I put some in the incubator too.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have some baby chicks. I love 4-H.
See you, Wandering Tent. They got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, so do we. We're not going to stay on here as late tonight as we did the last 2 because we're going to get up and do some more work, and then we're going to go.
Are you going to tell them?
We're going to go look at some more cows.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
We may have a big, huge farm venture coming very soon. So we will share it as soon as it's official.
Yeah, we eat about a dozen eggs in one breakfast too, or I like to. Emily, she don't care for them.
She likes quail eggs, which we make fun of her for because we're
They're
like,
eggs.
they're eggs.
3 a.m. Oh man.
That is early.
Yeah, I don't envy anybody with that schedule.
Weather permitting, can I drop into the Shindig by powered parachute?
I would pay to see it. That would be
Heifers?
so cool.
Oh, that's funny. Two family asked if it was heifers.
Hashtag heifers. I imagine most people on here know what that is about.
Yeah. I did crack up when Jess said that because my whole growing up years, my mom called me a heifer. Like, and people would hear her say, I was a heifer, and people would hear me say it or hear her say it, and they'd be like, that's so rude. And I never took it as rude. Anything I do that was ugly, she'd say, don't be a heifer. And that's just what she called me.
Can I bring it and even launch if there's room? There will be room, but if you know. I don't know what you're talking about on
powered.
But there is hot wire around, and you won't be able to see it, I'm sure, flying in.
Oh, yeah, that'd be terrible. Because it will shock you hard.
Well, not only shock you coming in very fast, it might cut you in half.
Ooh.
But we've got one strand of hot wire running straight down the middle of our field behind our house, and that way we can separate off all of our, we call them paddocks or fields or whatever, depending on the size of the field you want for that specific time. What?
The Grateful Sunnuts got their first duck egg today. I would be pumped. I want ducks.
I want a certain kind of duck.
You want French Rowans or something? I just want ducks that lay eggs.
I'm going to have to buy some French Rowan duck eggs and incubate them.
Yeah.
Because I think, I don't remember if it's the day-old chicks or something like that, was $12.75 a piece. $12 for a day-old duckling.
See you, Todd. Yeah, I really want some ducks. I almost bought some, what were those at the BB sale? Muscovies?
Yeah.
That's not Ben's favorite. I'm sorry if you have those.
My grandpa had them when I was a little kid, and I never liked them.
They would
walk around hissing.
Yeah, they would walk around hissing at you. Silver Apple Yard. Oh, that sounds interesting.
Nothing like hotel coffee. Any coffee that Andrea should like.
Yeah, I just really like coffee. Right now too. Yeah. We should be drinking tea or something healthy. I have all those herbs.
Yeah.
Okay, I was getting pretty confident.
Rooting for life. No, you don't have to go check that video out.
No.
No, you're not missing nothing.
I was getting pretty confident in the herbal blends I was going to make until someone commented that they said, I make a blend similar, but I leave out the passion flower because it would stop my heart. And I am freaked out. I need to do some more herb research.
We got several ponds, yeah.
Yes.
The ducks can go everywhere. As long as I keep the coyote population in check. Somebody's saying do it. Check the video out. I'm telling you, you're not missing nothing.
Y'all check out our moderators too. Hey, It's a Good Life, That Everyday Kira, and Two Family.
Natalie just linked it.
Oh, wow. Ben can actually dance. He let a little bit of his talent out on that video.
It's been too many years.
He used to go to the country club, and I don't mean the golf course. I mean the country club, and do the line dances.
Ben chickened out in the end. How did I chicken out?
We call that dance you did slapping leather. That's hilarious. What is it called here, Ben?
What? The dance I did?
Yeah.
That was the Cotton Eye Joe. If you're talking the line dance. I tried and I failed. Smiling. Well, YouTube got us on that one. I don't know if it was the name that I put on that or what. Andrea thinks it's the name that I named it at first. It was what you.
Yeah, don't say it. We don't need to get this video in trouble.
But anyway, we woke up this morning and they said your video won't be running ads or monetized or whatever. So she changed the name of it and tried to. What did the request say?
It said
Review.
we won't review it until it has 1,000 views in a week. So I was like, whatever. Yeah. We need to compare line dance notes at the Shindig. Yes. Yes. And Daryl says have a dance off at the Shindig.
I'm good.
I think that's an awesome idea.
Are you going to get out there, huh?
I mean, I can step around.
You
saw my
level
level of ability.
You going to get up there and floss?
I'm going to have to practice. And my flossing was with a lot of practice. I wasn't even that good until I practiced.
I tried telling Lane to put it in high speed where it looked like we was going real fast, but he said no.
I was out there feeding animals yesterday, and Emily caught me. I was like practicing the floss. She's like, Mom, no, stop.
And I was wanting to do it with all the actual songs on there, so you actually knew what we was dancing to, but we
knew that would get us demonetized, but we got demonetized anyway. So, yes, the moderators are Two Family, That Everyday Kira, and Hey, It's a Good Life. And they all three just posted. So, yes, definitely check them out.
Moderators are all the ones in blue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Dr. Beth said we have the coolest kids ever.
We do.
I've seen some pretty cool kids on other channels, too.
Yeah.
But ours, we were talking about this last night. They really do get along. They're best friends. I don't know how that happened because me and my brother literally tried to kill each other.
So did mine.
And him and his brother still can sometimes. Like, they can get in a wrestling match, and they're grown men.
Yeah, but that's just wrestling for fun. We used to get knocked down dragouts.
Like, literally want to kill each other.
Trying to.
Yeah.
I'm glad it made a bunch of people
that's funny.
smile.
Someone asked what a heifer is. Well, when my mom called me a heifer, she was just calling me a royal booty.
Yeah.
But a real heifer is a cow that has never had a calf, or she's had one calf. They're still called a heifer until they have their second calf. But most of the time when people are talking about being a heifer, they're just talking about being rude or hard to get along with.
That everyday Kira makes some good-looking bread.
Yes.
And Andrea is envious of her bread slicer.
Yes, I actually got on Amazon trying to find that bread slicer. I could just watch that thing slice bread all day.
Yeah.
Y'all should watch her intro video. It's like beautiful. I told him, I said, we need an intro video like that.
Yeah, she done a really, really good job on her intro.
See ya, Denise.
Catch the replay. Sorry, we get caught up reading all these comments.
Yeah. Yeah, and someone asked about another thing about the heifers. Jess just said it like one little comment, a real quick little comment, and it just stuck.
Was it Jess or Jeremiah?
It was her, because he actually said, did you just call them heifers?
I looked the other day, I think it was yesterday, and there's already 535 signed up for the Shindig. It's turning out to be big.
Yes, I'm excited.
And the guy with the
trailer stage.
The stage, he texted last night, and they're wanting to come out and set up early, get everything set up. So it's all starting to fall together. If y'all haven't already, I think I seen the link on here a while ago. Go check it out. If you want to come to the Shindig, April 6th.
Yep. Grateful Sunlight said, do we have to have our Eventbrite ticket thingies with us?
No.
I would say no, but we're going to somehow do Azure Standard. I buy from them all the time and talk about them all the time. And I contacted them and asked them if they'd want to sponsor. And so they're putting together a box of stuff to give away. So we're going to somehow be giving that away. And I don't know if it'll involve your ticket or if we'll just do a sign up there.
We may have the little red tickets that you keep on.
Yeah, we'll try to do something.
Something like that.
That would be the only reason you need it. And then, Marilyn, I saw that you have got your sourdough starter going. That's awesome. I keep sourdough bread made all the time.
Thank you, Simply Jan.
And Changing Winds bought an Instant Pot yesterday. Oh, that's life-changing.
You got one, now you're going to be hooked and have to have 2 or 3.
Yeah. Oh, Once Upon a Farmstead said, I want to come, but my sister's babies do that day. That is much more important.
Yeah, I don't think I would have to debate
I wish I
that.
had a sister that's having a baby. Or I wish
They
somebody
are
just give me a baby.
2 family, they are.
You're going to ignore that?
Yeah, I'm ignoring that. I only got how many more years? 4 or 5 till they're old enough to move out. 2 family, yes, there will be a sound system on the trailer. There, it's all comes with it. He did say something about he had a generator, I guess, that ran it. Not sure how all that works out, but
Little Creek, yes, for sure you can email me. Aw, there's a baby. We can be sisters, but I ain't having no baby. That's funny.
We'll just take
Aww.
the baby animals.
Kira's got a baby. She's about to be 2. I bet she's a ball of fire, too. I remember 2 years old with ours.
2 family, where y'all staying at? Are y'all camping up at Heber at the lake?
I said, I'm sure there's something old folks can do.
Sit around and point, maybe?
There always needs to be a manager.
Yes.
Thank you, City Girl, for using my link. That's awesome.
What's that?
From Azure Standard. They said they used my link. They're picking it up in March. So I placed an order this week, and I will pick it up Tuesday. And I actually ordered some stuff with y'all in mind because they are giving me each month a little credit to use to buy things to show to y'all. So I gave a lot of time and thought to what could I order that would help y'all out. And what I actually ordered was organic chicken feed that I see everyone at my drop ordering. And currently we don't feed organic feed because it's so expensive here.
How much was that?
But I have been wanting to. So I ordered that, and I'm going to do an experiment on the organic versus the conventional. I'm going to put the exact same amount of chickens, same conditions, probably in chicken tractors right beside each other out in the yard, same amount of sunshine, and see if like the egg production stays the same, and just kind of try to give y'all some info on, is feeding organic hurting your egg production or helping or what? So I hope that'll be interesting.
Are you going to use Kevin and Sarah's nerdy chicken math?
I might not go that deep with it, but I don't know.
They got pretty deep on their meat chickens.
They had a lot of useful info, though. I enjoyed it.
What is the name of the channel with the bread? That Everyday Kira. She is on
Yep.
ours. She's up just a couple of comments in the blue there.
Yep. And then there's Hey, It's a Good Life. And they're about to move. They're moving, I think they said an hour or hour and a half or something like away from where they are now.
Going to buy the big homestead?
They're getting closer to it, I think. And then we've got 2 Family Homestead, which everyone knows and loves.
Hopefully everyone knows and loves.
And if you don't, you should get to know them, and you will love them.
Possibly that JFK. Yeah, JFK is down on the river. And no, you don't need you won't be able to make reservations.
Right. I don't think you can do reservations on the campgrounds here until like May 15th. But they're usually fairly empty that time of year because school's still in and all that.
Somebody's telling you need to do the math.
I will do as much math as I can because I am a numbers person.
You are.
So
Very much so.
I did see where Natalie baked bread. I watched your if I could snap my fingers this morning. I think you were baking bread on that video. It
Yeah.
looked really good.
She just went and got it out of the oven.
Yeah.
And she said she's messed up on her bread a time or two. I think every bread maker has.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the Grateful Sunnites, are you doing sourdough? Is that what you can't get to rise? Yes, amen, Homestead. If you click my link in our descriptions of our videos, even if you use the 15% off, that still helps me. That
Yep.
still tells them that when
Like
I'm
you said.
talking about them, it's sending them traffic, which doesn't really get me anything unless you place an order. It gives me just a little bit back, a little bit of a credit, and that's what I was talking about, trying to use that to show y'all something.
You need to answer that. See if you can help.
My sourdough never rises. Well, if you're making bread, bread is the hardest thing for sourdough to rise. That's why they say you've got to like feed your starter and discard several times, and when it's cold, it's harder to get a sourdough starter thriving. So you've got to do it for several weeks, I would say, to get it strong enough to rise bread. Now you can make other things in the meantime, like it's plenty strong enough to make like pancakes, and people make cakes and crackers and English muffins and all kinds of stuff with it. But loaves of bread, you've got to have a thriving starter. And a lot of it depends on temperature. It likes warmth.
Yeah. Her sourdough crust is usually pretty hard.
Yeah. Spelt sourdough, that is really popular. Trim Healthy Mama, I think they use spelt. So Deb Brown, my sourdough crust sometimes is hard, but it's not like too hard. But I put a pan of water in the oven when I bake my bread, and that creates steam inside the oven, and that seems to help.
Looks like there's quite a few bread makers on there.
Yeah.
Put a pan in. Yeah, there's a pan of water.
Yeah, if your kitchen is really cold, it's hard for sourdough to get going. But once you get it going, it won't matter how cold your kitchen is because mine stays in the fridge. I just pull it out once a week and give it a good feeding, and then I'm ready to make bread, and then I put it back away because I don't make really anything else other than bread with my sourdough anymore. I just don't seem to have the time. Trim Healthy Mama is, I don't know if you've heard of them. It's a diet plan and a lot of people do it using traditional foods. And I'm pretty sure I heard them talk about using spelt in their sourdough because they're big sourdough makers.
All right, I know we've had some new people get on here recently. Question I asked up front when we first started, wanting to make sure, is there anybody out there that asked for seeds that did not get them? If you would, just leave us a comment. That's fine.
Yeah, or better yet, email us because we won't see it on these comments. But send us an email. Went keto and lost 160 pounds. That's awesome. I wish I could hug you.
Spells is good.
There is so many people doing keto. I think I've just heard a lot of good things about it, that it just lends itself really to like real foods. I've heard of a lot of diabetics doing keto because it will stabilize your blood sugar. Actually, I know someone who did it and was seriously diabetic and got off all insulin. They were on insulin shots and all kinds of stuff and got off everything. Really makes you think how much sugar affects us.
Mm-hmm.
Old Little Creek said they gained 20 pounds. Yes.
Wow.
Someone said, the Grateful Son said it doesn't work for everyone. I have some friends that made sick. I think that's true too, because I do know someone else who was on it and had the keto flu like the whole time.
Yep, just eat the correct food groups, and proper portions.
That's Ben's ultimate belief.
Yep. And then work.
But I don't think caramel fits in any food group.
Huh?
No.
Caramel?
Nope.
Caramel cheesecake?
We aren't a keto family. We balance blood sugars with fasting. Ben has been looking into that intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like starving yourself fasting, but just not starting eating for the day.
No honey on keto? No, I ain't doing keto. I love my bees.
My biggest thing with dieting is I'm just busy working and with the kids and everything, so I don't plan as well as I should.
Planning is a big key.
Yeah,
Planning.
and if you're doing it on the fly, especially for me, generally, I'm not going to make a good choice if it's last minute.
Yeah. Simply Jan, I totally agree 100%. It is definitely listed in the diet. Totally agree.
Pepperoni pizza is the top of the food chain. That's Daryl. Is Sherry okay from her fall? I've been meaning to ask.
Yeah.
I can't even remember where I saw that she fell.
Didn't sleep much last night due to the bear.
Yeah, that's who said they had a bear.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't either.
I think I'd be going to bed too, but I might have me a gun right next to it.
Wow. I've been doing intermittent fasting, lost 9 pounds in 3 weeks. Cool.
I've done it 2 out of the last 3 days, I'll say that. Bacon's got to be in the diet plan.
That's another.
Yeah, that's just so many good foods.
Y'all
out
are
there.
just Ben's people.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen anybody say cheesecake on here. Cheesecake is a must.
Oh, homesteading. Oh, I had a bear in my campsite once, stayed in the tent. I can't even. Bear and tent just do not belong in the same sentence.
I went to Colorado on a drop camp elk hunt one time, and right before we got there, a bear got into the drop camp tent and tore it, and was chewing around on the plastic ware that they had in there for washing their dishes. I still got pictures of it, but it was a little eerie going to bed that first night.
Yeah. Horticulture Geeks here. They said, sorry I'm late. Had a basketball game tonight. I understand.
Totally understand. We almost didn't do the live because we didn't have a whole lot to talk about. We're not guaranteeing that we're going to do lives every week.
We like visiting with y'all and hanging out with y'all.
This is so much. It's fun.
Okay, Patty Gilbert says keto cheesecake is wonderful. I have heard that from other people. I'm curious about what is keto cheesecake.
Definitely interested in trying it. Any kind of cheesecake.
Bacon cheesecake.
Yeah, I tried. Honey and bacon. Don't poke the bear. Totally agree.
Natalie said typical bear liking honey.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so again, the moderators are Two Family Homestead, That Everyday Kira, Hey It's a Good Life, and Horticulture Geek. So y'all be sure and check them out.
Cashew cheesecake. I like cashews.
Ooh, I love cashews.
Do you like cashews more or do you like almonds more?
Cashews. But I do like almonds too. You're not a fan.
Yeah, I can eat them, but Yes, they are all great channels.
Yes. At the Texas Fair, they had deep fried cheesecake.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
You'd just pass out.
From after eating 2 or 3?
Oh. Sharon said Cheesecake Factory has the best red velvet cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
We drove 3 hours for Ben to go to the Cheesecake Factory on his 40th birthday last year. Us and a whole group of wonderful, wonderful friends.
No,
yeah, you're 41 now.
Everybody's going to go 41?
Yeah, you're 41.
Man, he don't look 41. He looks like 28.
Are you 41 now? Yeah, you are. You are. Is that right?
And she's 2 years younger. Do the math.
It's the big 40 for me this year.
Hey, Allison.
Work is busy. I understand. The Cheesecake Factory, we don't even really need to eat. We need to just go there for a cheesecake. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you something they have if you ever make it to a Cheesecake Factory. We went from talking about diets and healthy food to this, but they have fried mac and cheese.
That's good. It's really good.
It's so good. If you're a mac and cheese person, it's good.
Gary, you talking about getting into bees, or are you wanting like bee videos put out there, or I can do some bee videos, but it's kind of hard. I love talking
the bee videos are can be kind of boring.
Yeah.
If you're not if you don't love
If you're not
bees.
a bee nerd.
Yeah, Ben is a bee nerd. We do almost everything together, but we do have our own specialties here on the farm because I just don't have time to know everything there's to know about bees or that aquaponics system. So he kind of does that. I lean on him for that, and then he leans on me for some, info about different cooking, and then I do all the milking of the cows and keep up with what's going on with them and all that.
Wow. But there's a bunch of people wanting bee videos. I'll do it.
She wants a hive, so
who?
Kira, that everyday Kira. So she's in Oklahoma, right? Yeah. But family in Arkansas. So
still got your book.
Yep. If you don't have you've already got a hive spoken for somewhere, we're going to try to catch some swarms this spring. So hopefully we'll have some.
And if y'all haven't already looked at it, I'm telling you, you can buy bees, and I sell bees. I don't do it a whole lot, but I've got a video out there on making a swarm trap, and I don't even think I spent $100 and made like 12. Huh? 12 I made 12 or 16. I can't remember right now. Different traps, because then I was buying the plywood, buying the pots to put them in or to make the swarm traps out of, buying the sealer to seal the pots because they're biodegradable. So I put a sealer on the outside. I made a bunch of them, and one year I know I caught 17 swarms in one season.
Most of them from my parents' yard on the golf course.
I caught 7 of them in their yard.
But if you want cheap swarm traps, that he's got a video about that. 40 minutes north of Tulsa. Don't have a hive spoken for, but I'll be in in Arkansas, March 16th to the 24th. Okay, sounds great. Let us know about the when you want to come get the book, but we may not have bees at that time.
I won't have bees that early. It'll probably be, I'm going to say it's going to be April, mid-April maybe when I make splits. I've talked to 2 different people about coming to the meetup to talk about bees because I know there's going to be people there with questions about bees, and then I also know that I'm going to probably be so busy talking to every one of y'all and whatever, but the last 2 people I've contacted, April 6th is their key weekend to start making splits.
Yeah.
So
that's high prime bee time.
Yeah. That
is April.
I will have swarm traps out there for people. They can look at them and see.
Dr. Beth said, I will pay for a lesson on how you set up your hydroponics and greenhouse. And we will have you out sometime like after the meetup, you can see it. But really the best person we're going to set you up with is the person we got our greenhouse from. And he's supposed to be here. And because he sells all different sizes, all different setups.
Yeah, and he will come do it for you.
While you're in town for the meetup, you could swing over to his place. He's got multiple greenhouses set up.
I know he's got 3. He's got the 2 sizes that he sells, his major sellers. Then they've got their own personal one. I think that's in the video of looking at the ultimate greenhouse on one of our playlists. He's growing full-size papaya trees in there.
And those don't grow in Arkansas.
No. You'll have to watch that video. It's crazy what all he's growing in that. And it's set up on a tennis court. I think he's got 6 tanks, and I'm talking huge tanks full of the tilapia. I don't remember how many thousands of gallons of water he's got in that whole setup.
And he's actually experimenting with freshwater lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Did you already say that?
No.
And
no, his main thing's tilapia, but he loves experimenting.
Yeah, he's really intelligent, and he's just figured out a lot of things. And so, anyway, they drove hours, like 12 hours away, to pick up freshwater lobster. I want to say it was from like Ohio. I don't know. Somewhere.
I've got a papaya tree in mine. He actually gave me a dwarf papaya tree that he started from a seedling, and it's probably 2 to 3 foot tall now. Hadn't got a first papaya off of it yet. And he get a 3rd job to pay for one, yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
That's why we're looking into, and have been for the last 2 years.
See you, Grace Junction.
On getting the government grant, the hoop house.
Yeah, we looked into that. I know y'all heard Jess and Maya talk about the they call it a hoop house.
Yeah, a greenhouse that the government. I cannot. My mind's went.
NRCS is the office that you can go through, and that's not a local thing here. That's a government agency.
Right.
They're everywhere, but it's called the Hoop House Grant, and it's a really, really big greenhouse that they almost pay for completely. Now you have to. It depends on your agent, but the way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to pay for it up front and pay for it to be installed.
That's what we were told.
It's supposed to be fully installed, and then they'll come out and approve it and pay you back. So you do have to have the money to front it.
And it depends on how
much
they pay you
90% back.
Yeah, it depends on how much work you do. So if you do a lot of your own work, putting it all up, leveling it out, putting the post in and everything, you're going to save a lot of money.
But we were told they would pay 90% back. But we'd been looking into that for probably almost a year now. But we just decided that it wasn't something we wanted to put in for this last fall because we were setting up the rotational grazing and all that we were putting a lot of money into that. And we just didn't want to try to do too many things at once, which is fine that now we didn't do it because those even that did are kind of back to square one because of the government shutdown and all that. That put a kink in everyone's plans. So this next fall, we are probably going to do that. That's been our plan all along because we're kind of setting things up for our kids in a way. And Emily really wants to do that. Mm-hmm. She's very artistic and she wants to grow all kinds of like flowers and just beautiful things that she could sell like at a farmer's market. So we're trying to.
What does it cost up front? We were told about 10 grand.
We were told that it costs 10 grand, but then they pay about 9,000 back. And that's with you paying someone to install it. That's with you basically doing nothing. So if you did some, you might get all of it back. I
like the geothermal greenhouse. I've watched those videos too, and I'm actually thinking about
high tunnel. That's what it's called.
Yeah, high tunnel. There you go. Next fall, trying to install a bunch of the geothermal tubing. I know my greenhouse won't be in the ground like that one is, but if I could do a bunch of the geothermal tubing and help maintain the temperature in my greenhouse is the double poly layer, so it's always taking the air from inside the greenhouse and blowing it in between the two layers of plastic, creating like another layer of insulation there. So it helps maintain a temperature. Like a while ago, I went out there and it was 33 degrees outside, and inside the greenhouse it was 48. So it's not perfect, but that's why I was thinking if I could use that underground temperature of, I don't remember what he said it was. I thought he said 52 or 53 degrees. I guess depends on where you live, but use that air circulating through those tubes to help maintain that temperature.
Dr. Beth, I think you're going to need electricity. I don't know that you could do everything Ben's doing with solar, because there's like a fan that keeps the air between the two layers of the greenhouse.
There's
several things that are running on electricity. I didn't know if you could do all of them with solar.
Yeah, I don't know, because the biggest part of it is there is an exhaust fan. There's an exhaust fan that pulls air through I built a homemade swamp cooler and put on the north end. And then when it reaches a certain temperature, I've got a thermostat in there that kicks on the exhaust fan, which pulls air through that swamp cooler to help cool it down during the heat of the summer, because it does get warm in there even with a shade cloth.
I'd be interested. You have your barn and house running on solar, so you know a lot more about solar than we do. So I'd be really interested for you to see what all's running on it and see if you think it could all run on solar.
I know the fan that keeps it inflated, it pulls like 0.5 amp is what he said. And then the pump, or you're only using one water pump, and that's pumping it from the sump tank up to the fish tank, and everything else is gravity flow. The thing that would concern me would be the exhaust fan.
See you, Grateful Sunites.
One question I had, where do we go to check in and figure out the click and ship?
If you know about that.
If you know about click and ship. I want to learn how to do that, because like Andrea said, when we go back up to Baker Creek, hopefully we can get a lot more things to pass out. And I don't want to go through 5 hours of copying and pasting addresses.
See you boldly grow. Several people are saying they're going to bed, so we might just want to wrap this up. It's 10 after 9.
I'm about ready to.
And we've actually got a video coming up in the morning that we got to finish editing. You do. Yeah.
Is that a tag?
It is a tag. We did our If I Could Snap My Finger video. See you, Simply Jan. Y'all check out the moderators before you leave. Two Family Homestead, That Everyday Kira, Hey It's a Good Life, and Horticulture Geek. And thank y'all so much. If y'all have click and ship information, maybe email it to us. That'd be awesome, because we want to give some more stuff away and make it a little more doable. All right. Have fun looking at heifers.
I don't see any.
That's hilarious. All right, we are going to head out.
Yep.
You're going to have to punch the button because I don't even know which one it is.
I love the dance challenge.
And we will see you guys later.
I don't know how to stop it.
We're still on here?
Mm-hmm.
All righty then.
See, we need Lane, our techie guy.
Yeah. Pretty sure we're still on here.
Yeah, it says live right there. I guess this is one way to do it.
I don't know. Okay, someone tell us how to stop the live.
See, the other night we used the
We still see you. Okay, we really don't know. Power button. Okay, did that do? Freaked out.